Hey ladies, welcome back to my Fierce Aging series. This is really exciting. I have Doris in from Naples. She is 74 and a half, and she's giving us a lot of information about her beauty, how she feels, how she maintains a positive attitude, going through a medical procedure that didn't really turn out exactly the way she thought it was going to. So she shares that. And I think a lot of you can relate to Doris's story and the struggles she had recently. So we do a very beautiful, fresh, natural look for her. That's exactly what I wanted. And she feels very comfortable wearing less is more. So we created a beautiful look with the cabana. It's a great summer look. Are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. What do you find challenging at 75, whether it's your beauty, your physical health, or 74?
I think what's exciting at this point in my life, I'm not in charge. And the nice thing is, I have this much time, and I had this much time. Now I have this much time, and I find it very exciting to just enjoy every moment. I mean that sincerely, and just find the joy in everything I do. Even the difficult people I might be around, I just say, no, it's okay. We'll figure out a way to work together. And I really like that. That's a nice place to be.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice place to be.
Yeah, it really is.
What do you feel is the most challenging when you look in the mirror as you're aging?
I'd probably say my eyes, because my eyes, I have always thought of them my better feature. And that's kind of sad to see them kind of get crinkly in that. But, that's part of life. So,
and tell the ladies what you were telling me about your surgery recently on your eye that you had to do.
Well, I thought, when you go into get cataract surgery, all you ever hear about is, oh, it's a piece of cake. Everything's going to go great. So I went and had my first eye done, and everything was good for the first 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't see out of it at all. I went from 20/20 after the surgery to not being able to see at all to, it was like having a film or cracked ice over my eye. And when they finally took enough pictures and figured it out, my retina had inflamed during surgery. So I had to wait for that to go down to get the right prescription, to be able to see again. And now it's okay. It's been about 2 months now since I came off of all the meds. So that was challenging. And they did change my skin. They changed my face. I mean,
the medication you're on.
Medication, yeah, because it's in your eyes. It drips down into here in my skin. And so my esthetician in Naples just said, just be patient. When you get off the medication, it'll change. And she was right. But it took a long time to feel comfortable with how I looked.
So that's been a big challenge for you recently, because that was only a year ago that you had that. So you've been basically recovering ever since you got the surgery for the eye.
For the one eye, yeah. The other one was easy.
What kind of advice at your age, in your mid-70s, would you give other women that maybe, it's a very big thing now for even the younger girls, 20s and 30s, that are so afraid of aging? What kind of advice would you give other women about each decade and what you feel has happened?
I think every decade is exciting and every decade is different. I mean, your body's going to change, your face is going to change, but the thing that you can control is what you feel inside, how you react to the things that happen to you. And if you have a positive reaction, I think that shows on the outside. If everything's gloomy and bleak and you're afraid, that will show too. And I think that affects you negatively. So if you can stay positive, if you can find the right people to talk to, talk through all the things that, you're being challenged with, you'll find out most of the time they are too. And really, women do like to talk and share. So that's how I've felt as I've gone through every decade. And right now, the interesting thing about being in my 70s is none of us really care. We know it's happening and we're just going, okay, great. We're healthy. I think we're healthy is the most important thing. We all feel very healthy. And that's good. Working out, taking care of ourselves physically is really more important than how we look almost.
So what I'm going to do, talking with Doris, I think that would be nice to do a really natural look. Now, I know that everybody thinks that I do natural looks on everybody, but again, it's really about enhancement and my guests feeling comfortable. I want you to feel comfortable, not like a different person. We talked about that. Sometimes you felt like for events or whatever, you didn't feel really yourself. You felt it was like a little maybe too much or a little harsh. So I want something that Doris can really relate to, and it's going to be a great summer look. So I picked out some really nice products for you. We're going to go through those. And I'm going to start off first with our Fiercely Smooth. This is going to be our face primer. So I've prepped the skin with the serum and the eye serum. Now I'm going to put the Fiercely Smooth on, so we get a really nice canvas that will be ready to put the BB cream on and your concealer and everything. So I have my Essential Makeup Brush Kit here. I like to take my flat foundation brush. You can use your hands if you want to. Just when I'm working on a guest in my chair, I like to have my brushes and not my hands. So we're going to be using that. I'm going to be using my eye primer. I'm going to prime the eyes. This is going to set them up so I can take out any discoloration. I use my concealer brush to apply this. Again, you can use your fingers. When I'm doing this on myself, I use my fingers and I really work this into the eye. Close. I just go from the base of the lash and I go all the way up to the brow bone. Again, it's a sheer veil. You don't need a ton of this product. Again, it's a creamy product, so don't want to put on too much. But this is going to really nicely neutralize out any of the reds, the blues. I do the eyes first because I want to have the eyes perfect. Any fallout I can clean up. I don't have to worry about concealer already being on or color corrector on the skin. I'm going to pick out one of my brow stencils for Doris. She has nice brows that are right here in the medial part, or the lateral part is a little missing. So we want to just extend it. Maybe you might be confused on how far should I go or how thick should it be. I have 4 different stencils that I designed. I actually custom designed these because I am so obsessed with brows. That's all I was doing in the studio when I was seeing clients. And I'm going to take the slim arch and I'm going to just show you how you would place it if you were missing brows or if you're missing the lateral part, how to really make these perfected and really shape your eyes. So what I'm doing is from the outside of the nose here, like basically the corner straight up is where you would start. And that is where Doris's hair is starting. Then we go from the ball of the nose diagonal just across. This is where she's arching. So she is arching where she should. And then the corner of the eye, right straight up, is where she should be ending. And I like to just cut it a little short because I don't want it to be too long. So that's kind of like my guide. Then I'll take the brow stencil right where I put the first point, and then I just match it to her brow. So you can see if I was wanting to work on this lateral part, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can just trace it a little bit to know where I'm going to be. And then I can fill it in. You just flip it over to the other side and do the other one the same exact way. And then you have really nice symmetrical brows. So I am taking short wispy strokes. This is with the taupe brow pencil again, just so you know what color I'm using. I want to give not so high right here. I want to give her a little bit more of an anchor with the hair. So we can just keep following the hair. So right here sometimes is where we have a disconnect. So you have a lot of hair here and goes a little too high. We want to give that base right where these last hairs end and just fill in underneath. So we don't go too high. You can see that we have a nice structure now. You'll see on this side here, we have the hair and it comes around like this and then it just stops. So we don't have it arching as much. We don't have a lot of base here. So I'm going to just do the same thing that I did on the other, and we'll make sure that they're going to be symmetrical. But this is how you're really going to get a natural brow, is with these nice short strokes. I'm going to just connect this. So there we have our brows just filled in nicely with the taupe. I think it looks really nice with the hair color. It's not too dark, not too light. And we have a nice shaping. So I tried to lift this brow a little bit to match this one. They're never going to be perfect. They're never going to be the same exact. So you just want to make sure that you're filling in properly, giving yourself enough base, and utilizing those stencils when you need them. So I am using the Cabana. This is a really pretty palette. This is our lightest palette that we have here. This is going to include 2 of our brushes here. You have sponge brushes, and then you also have an angled brush. So you can pop this into your bag and don't have to worry about if you missed your brushes like I normally do. So I always can apply my eyeshadow. But these are really beautiful. And this is going to be a beautiful wash of color for the summer. I think that you're going to really enjoy using these. I'm using our flat shadow brush. It's called Shadow Brush, but it has a flat head. So it's going to pick up the product very nicely. I'm going to go into this middle color here. It'll load up on the brush. Again, these are talc-free, very silky and smooth. And I'm going to apply from the base of the lash, coming up on the lid. So I've just basically applied it to the lid. It's very nice and natural, but it gives just a little bit of sheen, which I think is going to be very pretty. I'm going to take the lightest color, and I'm actually going to just pop it on top of what I just did. Just a little bit right here in the center. And just a little bit underneath this brow bone. I'm going to take the darkest color with the tapered blending brush. It's like a little pencil, so it's kind of like at a point. And I'm just going to give some depth on the end of the eye. I'm really concentrating on this kind of contour right here. So I've just added a little bit of this darkest color in the contour area and the crease, and it's just really coming together beautifully. Again, it's very natural. This is really going to be a look that she can wear from day to night, changing up the lipstick, changing up the blush, but keeping those eyes neutral since you don't want to have too much and you don't want to have nothing there. I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and I'm going to just go to the end just in case any of my eyeshadow fell a little bit there. I always want to keep this end here, especially if we have a little bit more skin. We want to clean that up and make sure that it's perfect. I'm taking my dark chocolate waterproof pencil. This really looks beautiful with Cabana. It looks wonderful with Lay Bottled Blonde. Also, I tend to like a dark chocolate compared to a black. I don't love a black. If you love black and you love liquid liner, I think go for it. But when you're having your skin mature, your eyes are changing shape, I think it's dark enough, but it's just soft enough too. So you're getting enough darkness, but it's not overpowering the eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the base of the lashes and thicken up her lash line. This is a very easy pencil to use. It's creamy. It's waterproof. It goes on really nice. It doesn't tug at the skin. And you can glide it right across the lash line. This little area here that I have kind of put more pigment and I lifted a little bit, we're going to go back and use our smudge brush to kind of soften it out. But I think it's really nice to kind of lift the eye. I've showed you this before. You go to that last lash and you just lift up. And I'm not bothered by anything that's going on with her skin on her eyes. I like to work with it. And I like to just give this beautiful definition. I'm using my short smudge brush and I want to just really soften the line that it just created. I just want to smooth it out. I find that this is more of a finishing brush. I really love using this. It's easy. Sweep it across the eyes, softens everything up. I'm going to just take a little of the eyeliner, 3/4, just kind of dotting it in underneath these lashes to balance it out. And then just taking the short smudge brush and just polishing up that line underneath just so it's really nice and soft. Taking Volume Up Mascara, this is going to really lengthen and give Doris some really beautiful volume. I'm also going to apply some false lashes because I want to lift the eye. We're going to start at the base and I'm just wiggling back and forth and the brush is going to grab all of those lashes. Beautiful lashes. It's funny, you don't see them and then you put on the mascara.
I love this mascara. It's the best I've ever used. And I mean that too.
It's so pretty. It really pulls those lashes out.
It does.
You can see how These are nice. It's like the brush really gives that kind of fringe, and it's very, very apparent on Doris's eyelashes that she really didn't see them before. They were pretty kind of straight, tiny bit curved, and then it really pulls them out and gives her a beautiful definition to the whole eye. I'm going to hydrate Doris's lips with the Rose Lip Balm. I'm going to be using Just Peachy. This is our color corrector. This is going to cancel out any of those blues, those darkness. I don't really feel Doris needs extreme cancel. That's why I'm going to be using Just Peachy first. Then I will apply my concealer. So this is a color corrector to lift the color first, so your concealer doesn't have to work that hard. So I'll put that on first, work it in, and then we will see about the concealer or BB cream first, and then we'll go back in with concealer. So I'm going to just take the Just Peachy. I'm going to follow along where I see this darkness and cancel it out, basically. So this is really nice working with color theory. This is going to really help you if you are over 40 and you're not using a color corrector. You're really missing out. This is one of my favorite things to do because I see such a big difference. I'm taking my foundation flat brush, and I'm going to just work this in underneath the eye. I'm taking my creamy concealer and light. I'm going to go over before the BB cream. I wasn't sure if I was going to do BB cream first or I was going to do a little creamy concealer, but this is what we're going to do. Just take the creamy concealer. And I like to go where I saw the most darkness, and then I'm going to work it up into the eye area right underneath here. I'm just going to buff just a little bit with my foundation buffing brush, I'm going to push the product in underneath the eyes just so that it's nice and blended. I'm taking the BB cream in light medium with my foundation buffing brush, and I'm going to about do 2 full pumps, work it into the brush. So it's basically like seasoned the brush, and then we're going to buff it into the skin. Since you know the old formula, how does this feel being applied?
Feels a lot lighter.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. It's a completely different feel. I like it.
I have buffed the BB cream into the skin, looking beautiful. Light medium is a perfect color for Doris. Now, if it got to be like in the summer where she maybe had a little bit more sun, she can add in a little liquid bronzer, deepen up the color. There's a lot of range for you in just having the light medium. So if you feel like you need a little bit darker, you can add in something that's going to be a liquid bronzer.
Okay.
I'm going to be using Nikita Banana. This is my brightening powder. I'm just going to do the T-zone, especially here in South Florida. It is a little bit hotter, and we seem to get just a little bit more shiny right in this T-zone area. I picked out Palm Beach. This is our cream blush stick, and I picked out Coconut Row. So this is going to be really nice that I can give her a little bit of a bronze in the cheek area and then give her a really pretty, and this is more apricot. So we're going with kind of coral, not too deep, not too light for you, and kind of give like working with your hair color and just like this fresh summer look. So we can smile and just putting the cream blush on the cheeks. And it really depends on your bone structure, where you want to put it. I want to lift the cheek here, but I always want my client to smile. And so we know where she would normally flush, but bringing it up, we want to bring up the cheek. We want to really give the color and get that, just really healthy, fresh look. Taking my flat foundation brush, I'm going to go across my Coconut Row or my bronzer. So it's not too much, right on her cheekbone, but at the base. So I'm going to put a little bit right there. We can always build up, but I don't want it to be over the top. But it's just a beautiful way to get a little bit more contour and doing too much of a bronzer look. So this is actually a really great look to pair with the Cabana, which is the Defiance lip gloss and the Coral lip liner. But I'm taking a little departure because I want to do something that's going to be a little bit not as bright. And we're going to be doing Nick Ray, Cocoa 13, this is my favorite combo, and Cameo lip liner. So that is going to be my three, like my trifecta. And if I don't say what I'm wearing, I'm usually wearing these three. This is like the tried and true. So what I'm doing is, again, I like to give the upper top portion of the lip a little lift, just right up in here where her lip is going to look poutier, but I'm not overlining it. I'm giving her a really beautiful lip that'll look like it's a little bit fuller, but it's not overlining. So it's my little secret that I love doing because it does make a big difference, even though it's very slight. I'm taking my concealer brush because on the other end, it has a retractable lip brush, and going to just take it into the Nick Ray and then apply it to the lip. Final step for the lips is going to be the Cocoa 13. The last step is going to be a little refreshing rose water mist. I really like this because we're under lights and it kind of finishes up the makeup. It's not a makeup setting spray per se, but I like this as the last like hydration and just giving you a little bit more of that glowy look.
It smells nice.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, very nice.
It's just really
I
refreshing.
see you do that on TV.
I do. I spray
now
myself all the time. I'm like,
I know, you just crack me up, but
I just love it.
Oh, I wonder how good is it? It really is good.
Yeah. I've consistently been using it because it's like that, my hair mist, anything that I can do to like, or if I'm kind of not feeling it, I'll spray some perfume because it always uplifts your mood.
Right.
Any of that like olfactory kind of just, oh yeah, I feel a little bit different now.
Yeah,
right?
You feel good.
So I can take your hair down. I'm going to show you what you look like
okay.
with your new look and see what you think.
Okay.
And see if it's something that you would feel comfortable with wearing like during the day or recreating.
Okay. It does. It looks like me. It still looks like me, but it looks fresher and more refined. I think that's what I'd say.
I think the cabana is nice for you, given what you said to me, where it's like, I really don't wear eyeshadow, but I don't want to really wear matte. It gives you just enough of that kind of pop that it's not too much and it's not too little.
It's just perfect. That's how I just feel really comfortable. I feel really good. Yeah, this is great. And I love the lipstick too. I love this combination.
Yeah, I think that it was nice for you. You could pull off doing the Defiance, the orange, like having a little bit more of a coral lip for summer, depending on what you wear. But it might have not gone so well with the blue. Maybe if you're wearing like browns or beiges that you said you like to wear.
Okay. Oh, I like this very much. Perfect. It's good. Thank you.
I'm so happy
much.
that you were able to come in and travel across the alley.
That easy.
Yeah, not too far. And really share your experience with just some of the issues that I know a lot of ladies have gone through with cataract surgery, and maybe surgery is not going as planned, and then having to kind of regroup and work with it and kind of keep moving forward.
Always move forward. No matter what happens, you just keep moving forward.
And I love that. I think that's really refreshing. And I think also too, working with the skin in our 70s, not being afraid, not saying, oh, I have too much, skin on my eyes or what have you. I mean, I have a shirt on that says no filter, right? We're not filtering anything out. We're representing real women with real problems, with real age, and really celebrating it and embracing it and loving it. And we might not love every second of aging and what goes on, but we do have a certain attitude and we can choose that attitude.
That's correct.
So
I like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm hanging out with my 70-year-olds today with this, just so much energy. And you ladies really do give me so much encouragement. You come in and you're like, well, this is what happened and this is what I'm doing. And, I worked through this. And I think it gives a lot of generations that push to say, you know what? They can do it. I can do it.
Of course. Yes. Of course. Just keep a really positive attitude and you can do anything, really.
That's
right.
And that's
it sounds easy.
Yes, that's the challenge in itself.
It's hard, but you can do it. And if you have a really good group of friends and people who really care about you, they're always there for you. And that makes a big difference.
It does make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Doris, for coming on and sharing your beauty with us.
For picking me.
No, of course. We're so happy to have you here and encouraging all the ladies that watch the show and doing simple makeup. You don't have to go over the top. It doesn't have to be too much. Just needs to make you feel confident and comfortable. So ladies, until my next video, I'll see you later.